We're proud to introduce the Cambridge Family Chronicle Bible, a new Bible that we will be publishing in the autumn of 2021.
Well, we were all really excited about being able to bring together the fabulous engravings of Gustave Doré with the legendary Baskerville typography and the majestic words of the King James Version.
The inspiration of the Cambridge Family Bible was a famous Bible that was produced in the 18th century called the Folio Bible, produced by the typographer John Baskerville.
Having the Baskerville Bible in your hand and reading it is a sheer pleasure even today. It was not before we found the typeface designed by Lars Bergquist that we knew we had the right typeface. This is a job like no other we've ever done in these last more than 30 years creating Bibles. This is more important than a lot of the other Bibles we've made.
The same typeface is being used today with exactly the same characteristics as it was in the 18th century. For example, the cap Q has a beautiful scythe tail. There's also some beautiful ligatures. The S and T are joined with a loop, which makes the name Christ really quite beautiful.
It's kept all the qualities and even added a few new ones. This Baskerville Bible, I think that John would have approved of it.
The design of the Bible had to be formatted in such a way that the original illustrations weren't reduced by too much.
The Bible contains all 241 of the woodcut engravings that Doré produced.
Gustave Doré was an artist in very many different formats, but it's for his engravings that he's best known.
You can see the fantastic detail of the wood engraving, the grain of the material. It's truly a remarkable setting to feature the art in a way that really hasn't been done before.
His work lives on in inspiring future generations of artists, much in the same way that the words of the King James Version itself have inspired later Bible translators.
Apart from the first print, this is the very best reproduction ever made.
The King James Version has been the lifeblood of Cambridge publishing ever since the earliest days of the creation of the translation. Cambridge scholars were involved in the actual translation itself, and our first KJV Bible was produced in 1629. It's something that was used for the Baskerville edition of 1763, from which this Bible is now drawing its inspiration, and we're really thrilled to be developing the King James Version legacy here with a new edition.
Many of the phrases that we use in our everyday language today actually originated in the Bible and have been preserved in the King James Version. Phrases such as lost sheep, an eye for an eye, turning the world upside down. These are phrases that started off in the Bible and have been preserved in the King James Version and part of our everyday speech and language today. And again, the King James has inspired many later generations of Bible translators and has left an indelible mark on not only the language of the Bible, but also on the English language generally.
It's something which, due to the archaic nature of the text, has a certain quality and majesty that other translations simply can't match, and it's that reason that it remains well loved to this day and provides an anchor around which future translations of the Bible have been shaped and developed.
We looked through so many different papers just to get the right weight of paper, the right opacity of paper, to take the woodcut illustrations. We chose Lego in Italy as our printers.
They have a very high reputation producing top quality work, and we worked hand in hand with them on the specification of the Bible. We see this very much as a work of art in its own right across the three binding styles.
Well, we bind Bibles in all sorts of styles, but in this particular case, we've used three styles. The case-bound Bible, which is a blue cloth with a beautifully blocked orange, which is one of the images from the Doré Bible. Then there's the black calfskin leather, which is beautifully blocked, blind blocked, and it is a higher level from the case-bound edition. And the third binding style is a brown calfskin leather, which is beautifully blocked using one of the illustrations taken from the Baskerville Bible. And this is a very prestigious Bible in that it'll be numbered from 1 to 500. It'll last a long time, and also you'll be able to pass it on to your family.
We've included an extensive family chronicle section in this edition, 14 pages of notes for the reader to fill out with their personal family details. There's plenty of room to record over 6 generations of family members, as well as additional space at the end for any important family events that people would like to record in their Bible for posterity.
Yes, this is a most worthy Bible to pass down to your descendants. It's a Bible that will last for hundreds of years, and your descendants will be able to carry it on and continue the family Bible section. So it will be something that would be held in high esteem in your family.
It's not just a purchase, it's an investment into the future. It's something which will allow the family story to grow and develop physically in front of your very eyes as new generations are adding to the pages. So really this Bible is a chance to record that information that's valuable to you, make it your own, and it will provide for years to come a personal handwritten connection between yourselves, your future grandchildren, and your grandparents before.
The Bible is probably the most significant publication that we've produced in the last few decades.
We've spent a lot of time trying to achieve the very best you could get, out of the respect of the shared text itself, the Word of God, and the imagery that's so important to publish alongside the Bible text.
The Cambridge Family Chronicle Bible brings together fine illustration, beautiful typography, and beautiful binding with the majestic words of the King James Bible. It's a Bible that you'll be proud to pass on to your children and grandchildren. It's a bridge between the past and the future.